No one would enter a friendship or a relationship with the intention of getting hurt. I mean, this is so crazy. Even the thought of this is so crazy that I would want to get into a friendship or I would want to have a relationship in my life so that I suffer some pain or I experience some very challenging times during the friendship or the relationship. No sane person would ever wish that on him or her. So it goes without saying that we get into a friendship or we have relationships in our lives or we get into a relationship only so that we feel loved, we feel cared about. And it's also, because we want to be understood better. We want, a place of comfort wherein we can be what we are. We don't have to pretend. So we are looking for all such things in life when it comes to friendship or relationship. Nobody would want to get into it and manifest hurt and pain. But then, can we deny the fact that not everything is perfect? Although we approach a certain friendship or relationship with utmost purity in our soul and intention, we do not meet the same standards. We do not meet the same outcome that we have in our minds regarding that friendship or relationship. We face a lot of challenges, and as they say that any two people cannot be same, and of course that makes this world beautiful. Any two people cannot be thinking same or cannot be doing the same stuff, and because we have these differences, obviously it will give rise to a lot of our arguments, and these arguments, of course, they amount to hurt, pain, and it can make your friendship or relationship very challenging for you. But this is something, between two normal people which happens, and then you have a sense of remorse and you go back, or that person realizes, takes the accountability, and basically the relationship or the friendship goes on. It's all about highs and lows. Nothing is constant, and this happens. It's a very normal thing that happens. But then, have you ever experienced something that is, your gut instinct is saying that no, this is not normal, this is not something that I've ever experienced, this is something that is too much to take, it's too much for me to handle. So there are feelings of, you feel, sometimes you feel that you are not heard, or you feel like, you're devalued every time, and your gut instinct constantly reminds you that something is wrong, something is not in place. Whenever you get into the interaction with such a person, you always feel, a sense of, you lose the sense of safety. In fact, you don't feel safe anymore around that person or that group for that matter. And you constantly, you're reminded by your inner self that something is not in place. Have you ever experienced such things in your life? Have you ever felt that you're not heard, or your concepts, your ideas are always, degraded, or they're not even considered, and your hurt, your pain is never acknowledged? Forget about the person taking an accountability of the hurt and pain caused to you. It is not even acknowledged, and that, I can understand, is so painful. And all such feelings just make us have this kind of self image that maybe I am wrong, maybe I am taking wrong decisions, I need to change myself. If this is what you're constantly going through when you are in a friendship or you're dealing with anybody, your own loved one, it's time you need to question yourself. Why are you not feeling normal? Why is your gut instinct literally crying and telling you that something is not in place? Something is really going wrong. If you're going through all such things, and you feel like seeking answers for all these things, and you want to know what is it, then today you've tuned into the right place, because in today's content I would be discussing about those vital signs that you're being manipulated. manipulation is very dangerous for human emotions. And it's very important for us to be aware about this particular trait that is exhibited by many people around us. So, if we are aware of such things, then it becomes very easy for us to protect ourselves from such emotional predators. Yeah, the master manipulators are absolute emotional predators who are there to check your vulnerability and then take advantage of that. So please, if you would want to enrich your knowledge regarding that, there are so many materials out there wherein you can get this information. It's not that you have to be scared, or you shouldn't go about your life in a very normal way and just be speculative and look at everybody with those eyes, for mistrust. No, that is not the point. But then it's not good either to be very naive and not understand so many things that goes behind the scene, which you're not able to sense, you're not able to understand, but you are suffering, you're undergoing the pain without knowing what is going on with you. So, in today's content, let us explore what are those signs which says that you are getting manipulated. Hi, I'm Vaishnavi, and my channel is all about homemaking motivation. And most of my contents are regarding the cleaning videos. That is how I have maintained a routine for cleaning my home, and also a few organizational videos. And I love sharing my organizational skills, and all those things are also documented and kind of recorded and put up as content on my channel. But apart from all these things, I would love to talk about the emotional and mental health of us homemakers. So if you're new to this channel, to this community of homemakers, then please welcome to the channel. And if you're interested in such kind of contents, then do consider to subscribe to the channel. If you're already a part of this community, then please welcome back. So, without any further ado, let's start today's content. While most of us consider solitude is the best thing we can ever wish for, we cannot remain in solitude forever or always, because we are human beings, we are called the social animals, and we are put into various friendships, relationships, or any kind of interaction that we have with acquaintances. So it goes without saying that we cannot remain alone forever. We have to interact, we have to have relationships and friendships. And during the course of such relationships and friendships, there are many things that come into play. That is, firstly, I would like to point out that, we are human beings, we have emotions, and my emotions may not be the same as you carry, or my way of thinking is not exactly the same that you have. And this kind of difference, while it is very beautiful, necessary, and makes the world itself so beautiful, it also creates a lot of clashes. It also creates a lot of friction between two people, which is inevitable. So when you get into a relationship or when you are in a friendship, you cannot expect that every day is going to be wonderful, every day is going to be ideal, pleasant, and we are just going to talk the best things. We are going to have a mutual admiration society for each other. That's not going to happen, right? There are going to be days when you have differences, and difference of opinion is a part and parcel of any relationship or friendship. But what happens when you get manipulated, when this particular point of view is taken into consideration and you are in a situation that you're dealing with a manipulator in your life? You know what happens? You just put your opinion, and there it is. You are taken on a guilt trip. That is, although you feel that your feelings are genuine, although you feel your thoughts are so honest, and you believe in a concept of good communication, and so you feel that, okay, fine, let me communicate what is going on in my mind. And the person involved, who, I mean, you know, it's better that you talk it out, right? You have any issues, you have to talk it out. So you're of that kind of personality who believes in problem solving and not just sitting with the problem. So you go about your thinking process, and you actually approach the person with your problem and with your opinion, and you just say that, see, this is what I'm thinking about. The other person, if the person is emotionally mature, emotionally intelligent, and the person is not a manipulator, you can be rest assured that the person will sit along with you and try to solve the problem with you. But the biggest sign of a master manipulator is that this person will not understand you, first of all. And second thing is, this person will make you feel guilty about what you're going through. It's like my concern is not heard at all. It's not even being acknowledged. But on the contrary, I'm made to feel guilty that I'm feeling this way or I'm thinking this way. Looks like I do not have my own way of thinking, or I do not have the uh, rights to tell what I'm going through. This is the kind of equation that's maintained in a relationship or a friendship where a manipulator is involved and you are the victim. So be rest assured that this is a huge red flag. This is a huge red flag wherein you need to realize that you're getting manipulated. And that is when you go and tell your things and you are made to feel guilty that you're feeling that way. It's like it's all about the power play in a friendship or a relationship. So this manipulator always wants to have the upper hand. And that is possible only when he or she makes you feel guilty about what you're doing, saying, or thinking for that matter. They will not acknowledge that you are an individual, you do have your own opinions. No, that will not be in their thought process at all. For them, it is all about power, it's all about control. Always remember that a manipulator will never have a good relation with you. A master manipulator believes only in controlling. He or she believes that if I am the person who has the power in this, then it's a relationship for me. If I do not hold the power, then I can do anything to get that power. So it's all about power, it's all about control. If you find yourself in any such situation wherein you're feeling that you are not heard, and even when you tell it, even when you communicate it, you are made to feel guilty that, oh, how can you even think like this? How could you even imagine? Fine, there are situations wherein maybe our thought process goes haywire and the other person gets offended. Natural, obvious. Let's take it. I'm not saying that everyone has to listen to us. If they don't listen to us, they're manipulated. No, I'm not trying to say that. All I'm saying is when you have a particular thought and when you want to solve a particular situation, if the person is emotionally mature, that person will actually sit down and try to sort it out. It will be more like a teamwork. It will not be like, oh, she knows what is best, she knows what it is, she knows the truth, maybe. Now I need to put her down. As a manipulator, what I will do is, the number one thing is, I'm going to make her feel guilty about what she's feeling. And just as an example, I'm saying that it is he, but manipulators can be ladies also, both the genders. A lady can be a manipulator, a man can be a manipulator, but the point is, don't remain naive. Try and understand these signs, and that is the first and foremost thing is, that manipulator will always try to make you feel guilty about bringing up issues, about having a thought process of the sort. Whatever it is about you, they will make you feel guilty about it. So be aware and understand this is one of the signs that you are getting manipulated in your relationship or friendship. this term has gained a lot of popularity nowadays because we are able to detect and understand narcissism. The number one quality of a narcissistic person is that he or she is master in gaslighting. They have literally gained the mastery in gaslighting you. What is gaslighting? Gaslighting is basically you have a particular thought about a certain thing and you have the logic and you are so convinced with the reality that you have in your mind about a particular thing. Gaslighting happens, and when the gaslighting is done by another person or a manipulator precisely, that person basically tries to tell you your reality is not at all, something that needs to be considered. Your reality is not having any logic. They make you doubt your own self. They make you doubt about your own thoughts about yourself. They make you doubt your own self image. They make you doubt about practically everything that you know so far. That is called gaslighting. And yes, it is dangerous. So, a manipulator, basically, because he or she wants the power in the relationship or friendship, would want to gaslight you because they want to just erase all the reality that you have in your mind. They just want to completely erase the thought process that you are carrying on so far in your life. They want you to be dependent on them. It is like whatever truth that I spell is going to be the ultimate truth. You need to follow this. Anything that comes to your mind is false. This is gaslighting. They gaslight you in so many things that ultimately you start doubting yourself. Ultimately you feel that, oh, maybe, I have lost the capacity to do any kind of reasoning. Maybe I have lost the capacity to understand people. Maybe he is correct, or for that matter, maybe she is correct. She is saying that this is wrong, then okay, let me follow this person. Let me follow her. If she is saying this is wrong, then this is wrong. You come to a point where you forget that you have your own individuality. Can you imagine how dangerous gaslighting can be? So please, whenever you're interacting with people and you come across such things, then please give that self love to yourself. No matter how close this person is, no matter how good the person is, don't try to sacrifice your individuality or your authenticity just that you can, so that you can just save that relationship or so that you can just save that friendship. Or for that matter, nowadays, it's a very um, popular trend to be in a group. So in a group there is going to be one boss. It is rest assured that you get into a group and you have to uh, like go through all these things. There's a hierarchy, and sometimes people are so dumb, to be frank with you. They can be so carried away with the very idea of staying in the group that they're ready to sacrifice their authenticity, they're ready to sacrifice their individuality, and they're okay with getting manipulated. So if you want to stay alert and not get manipulated, please be aware of this particular red flag, and that is the person will always try to gaslight you. They will try to snatch away the authenticity from you, the individual way of thinking in you, so that they can establish their thought process over you, because it will be very easy for the manipulator to control you. A manipulator will never contribute equally in a friendship or a relationship. A manipulator will always try to establish the power, establish the control. How will that person do this? By making you realize that whatever you think is wrong. Your reality that you have created is some fairy tale. Literally, you can listen to statements like, In which world do you stay? These are the kind of statements that come from the mouth of a manipulator. In which world do you stay? Be practical, come down to earth. It's like they are trying to erase all the realities that is there in your mind, which have been formed during the years because of your experiences, because of your emotional maturity. And here is the manipulator who wants to erase it so that they can establish their control over you. And the number one technique they use is gaslighting. So please be very alert and look out for such signs. It's not like, as I told in the beginning, it's not like, we have to be very we have to just doubt people, we have to have mistrust. No, that is not the intention. Always try to be aware how you're dealing with people and how people are dealing with you, how people are treating you. Because when the manipulator completely manipulates you, snatches the authenticity from you, you start wondering one fine day, who am I? What am I? The hurt and pain, obviously, that is something that you cannot even imagine how much healing it will need. But the thing is, you will start doubting yourself, which is so dangerous. Because at every step, the gaslighting is done in such a strategical and systematic way that you will actually start doubting yourself. You'll actually start doubting your decision making capacity, your emotional intelligence, everything will be something like, you don't know much, it's okay, leave it, it's not your cup of tea. This is gaslighting. Because a person who really wants to grow with you, or a person who really wants to take care of you, would never even think of anything as cruel as gaslighting you. So yes, please be aware, this is the second sign which says that you're getting manipulated. In any friendship or relationship, certain information are always vital. It's like, I need to know about you, you need to know about me, I need to update about my plans, you need to update your plans to me. That is relationship, that is friendship, right? But a manipulator will not follow this rule. A manipulator will very cruelly withhold all the information, the vital information, I mean. And you start questioning yourself, what am I then? Why am I not given this information? Later you come to know, and then you will feel so betrayed. You will feel like, okay, I don't hold any place in this person's life. Am I not important that I need to be discussed about this particular, matter? It was necessary for her or for him to discuss with me. The basic intention behind withholding the information is that this manipulator wants to look down upon you. And that is how that person is creating the control. That is how the manipulator is establishing the power. It's all about power dynamics. So, this person wants to create that kind of control over you, and deliberately, a manipulator will always withhold all such informations, any vital information, so that you are hungry all the time to know what the details. You're always constantly behind that person. Oh, please tell me now what happened. Oh, please tell me now what happened. That is not relationship. That is not friendship. A friendship or a relationship should be so transparent that I don't have to ask you, or you don't have to ask me. I need to be readily over there telling you that, listen, this is what I'm planning, this is what we are going to do. This is relationship. If you're getting manipulated, then be rest assured the other person will cruelly, systematically, and with all the skill of the mind games that they have, they will purposely, deliberately withhold information from you, the vital informations from you. It's only because they want you to run behind them constantly. They want to be the king, they want to be the queen. in this equation. Any normal person will never do that to you. Never. A normal person or an emotionally mature person will always be there to seek for your advice, to just make you a part of that particular event, to make you feel important, that yes, your decisions matter a lot, or your view of or your opinions, sorry, your opinions matter to me. That importance is given to you. But a person who is trying to manipulate you will try and create a situation wherein you are constantly running behind him or her, asking them, please let me know, please let me know, what is it? But they will not let you know, and they will punish you with silent treatment. They will basically do all the nasty things that will trigger that emotion in you, that you start feeling very low, and that's their only intention. They will not want to view you as the equal to them, or maybe even higher than them. No, they cannot tolerate. That is the sign of a master manipulator, that he or she will withhold the information from you, just so that you become desperate, you become, as I said, you become hungry, to know the details. So be careful about this particular thing. And whenever you're dealing with people and you feel that these are the things that I'm experiencing, please set your boundaries, and always protect yourself from such emotional predators. Keep this particular sign in your mind, and remind yourself if you're dealing with a manipulator in your life. As I already discussed, a manipulator is someone who doesn't believe in equality in relationship. A manipulator is someone who wants to establish his or her power, and he or she should always be the king or the queen who will decide when the communication happens, or when a certain thing needs to be discussed. So everything is control for them, everything is about power for them. Now, if you are a strong individual, if you are an individual with a lot of empathy, a person with a lot of emotional intelligence, usually a manipulator cannot tolerate this. They cannot tolerate such traits in a person, because then it becomes very hard for them to control you or establish the power between, you know uh, you and that person in a friendship or a relationship. So what do? Typically, a manipulator will love bomb you. What is love bombing? Love bombing is nothing but that unrealistic affection. It's like they they put you on a pedestal. They are like, they make you feel like you're the queen, you're the empress, you are somebody who is irreplaceable, or you are the king, and you are the decision maker, you are everything to me, I cannot imagine a life without you. These are the things which are typically used in the phase of love bombing. Such manipulators will completely blind you with the kind of love that they start. It's literally like they're bombing you with love, love bombing. Precisely. They do not give you uh, they do not give you a particular moment when you can realize, oh, is it something that I've never experienced, is something very different, doesn't feel normal to me. No, they will not give you that kind of space so that you can think clearly. They'll constantly, pour their attention, they'll constantly pour their affection on you, and they completely blind you. That's the word, they completely blind you. You literally reduce your capacity to think clearly. You're just, you're flowing with the uh, thing. You're just getting carried away in this particular love bombing phase. And this love bombing they do not do out of love. No, they do not. They do the love bombing so that you get addicted to it. So whenever you feel that somebody is showing too much affection which you are not used to, I mean, fine, affection is good, showing love is good, showing empathy is good, but if it is done all of a sudden, and if it is done in a way that um, it can be like this also, like fine, you are friends with someone, and you do not know that person is a manipulator. That person even doesn't know you properly, but they just jump, you know with a lot of affection, with a lot of your, what to say, empathy, love, whatever positive things that you can think about. They're pouring it on you, not even knowing what you are. Don't you feel it is a little out of place? Don't you feel it's a little abnormal? But no, they'll not allow you to feel that way, because that constant attention, that constant admiration, oh wow, you're looking so good, like, if it happens, you're a lady and you just meet another lady and you become friends, and that person just starts off, showering compliments, oh my god, you're looking so good, you're that, you're this, and then they'll start confiding into you, and they'll start being very friendly to you, as if you are like the family member. Please be a little careful, because this is not normal. This is really not normal. You need to understand that yes, this is a red flag, because a genuine person who genuinely wants to shower love on you or affection on you will obviously take some time, right? That person will obviously uh, take some time to understand you, and then they will open up, and then they'll become friend or whatever. But if that is not the case, and you start getting that kind of attention, who doesn't need attention, right? Who doesn't need that kind of admiration? If you get it, and then if you, it's not your fault. It's not your fault, because the manipulator is so skilled that that person will not even make you realize that something is out of place or something is a little abnormal. So this is in the case of a new friendship or new acquaintance. It can also happen with the person that you're already with, your loved ones, your family member. There can be manipulators in the family. So this family member or this person whom you know from so many years, all of a sudden they'll start showing affection. All of a sudden they'll be like, oh, you're so good, I can understand you. It is so easy to go along with you, it is so easy to talk to you. They'll start it off all of a sudden. Why? Do you know why? If this person has the intention of manipulating you, this person wants to re-establish the power, re-establish the control in the relationship. So the first and foremost thing they'll do is they will buy you with that kind of love bombing, wherein you get addicted to this kind of affection, you get addicted to this kind of admiration. It's obvious, it's natural, not blaming you at all. Any person would love that kind of admiration. Any person would love that kind of recognition. So what happens is, okay, fine, what is the main intention of the manipulator? First thing is, they'll do the love bombing, they'll completely take you into confidence, they'll win the trust over you. You will feel like, oh god, I was waiting for this kind of connection, I was waiting for this kind of love in my life, I was waiting for this kind of friendship in my life. These are the kind of thoughts that you'll start getting. But what is the intention of the manipulator? Do you know that? Once you get addicted, they will start the devaluation phase. Devaluation, as the word itself suggests, they'll start devaluing you. Where they used to give you 100% of the time, where they used to give you 100% of their affection, that will get reduced to 75%. Then later it will get reduced to 50%. And now here you are on a survival mode, because you're so addicted to what was given to you at 100% level. You will start lowering your standards. You are like, it's okay whatever he says or whatever she says, it's okay, I want that 100%, I want to impress, I want to be the people pleaser. Okay, fine, fine, it's okay, I don't have standards, I don't have ego. In a relationship you should not have ego. So in order to get that 100% back from that person, you are lowering your standards, and you are also losing your authenticity. I'm sorry. So you're losing your authenticity only so that you come back to that 100% that was given to you. This is very strategic. This is very systematically planned by the manipulator. And when you start craving for this kind of attention, when you want to reach that 100% again, as I said, you're ready to budge, you're ready to compromise your self respect, you're ready to lower your standards. No matter what, I just want that 100%. Because you're an addict now. You've got addicted to this. Any addiction will drag you down until you get that addiction supply back in your life. So, a manipulator will systematically love bomb you first so that that person can devalue you. And at the stage of devaluation, that is when they start re establishing their power in the relationship. As simple. They gain the control by throwing breadcrumbs, by giving that little attention, 10% attention, 20% attention, a little bit of compliments here and there, a little bit of affection here and there, so that you still stay over there and you're still hungry for that 100%. You're still aiming for that 100%. They're basically controlling you. This is exactly what a manipulator does, or a typical narcissistic person does. A person with narcissistic traits. Here I'm saying narcissistic traits because this can be psychologically certified disorder as well in people, which is called narcissistic personality disorder. That's something that has to be declared clinically. But then the narcissistic traits that we can see in a person is something similar to what a person uh, behaves when he is a manipulator. So please be aware of this. Whenever your gut instinct says that something is not normal, please listen to it. Please listen to it. Because 100%, though not 100%, at least 80% of the time, it is always true. Your body knows better what is going on around you and what is going on with you. So whenever you have that gut instinct that no, something is wrong, don't try to you know snub that feeling only so that you can save that relationship, only so that you can save that friendship, or don't try to justify the wrongdoings of another person just so that you can stay with that person, or maybe you can be in the friendship of that person. No, it doesn't do any good to you. Be very careful, and yes, be aware of this particular red flag that you are getting manipulated. And that is when you realize that the person is love bombing you and then immediately devalues you. It's a very miserable mental state a person can go through, wherein you're considered as the best, you're given the 100%, and then later you just dropped down from that peak, and you're there at the bottom of the peak trying to get back to that 100%, and you're ready to do anything to get back to that 100%. And this damage is what a manipulator does to your life, to your emotional health, to your mental health. So please be careful and look out for such signs, and do not get into the trap of a manipulator. This sign is something that you need to always be alert of. So a normal person will give you some constructive criticism. If you go wrong, a normal person will always tell you that, listen, maybe you should just try and change now. You have to do something good for yourself. This is something, like a constructive criticism wherein the intention of the other person is your welfare. The thing that is there in the mind of the other person is that, okay, this person is something that I really consider to be important in my life. This person means a lot to me. So if at all I can contribute some constructive criticism. If this lady is going wrong in something, or if this man is going wrong in something, I should be there as an audience and tell this person that, yes, look, you can improve in this particular field, or you can improve in something, and then just try to prove yourself and be the best version of yourself. This is something a normal person will do in a normal relationship. But when you encounter a manipulator in your relationship or a friendship, there's this constant constant criticism done towards you, constantly. It's not even called for. Your appearance is made fun of. If you have put on a lot of weight, then your appearance, your body shaming is done. You're so fat or you're so thin. And then they will also attack you emotionally by saying that you're nothing, you're doing nothing, you're a zero. Can you imagine these statements are so damaging for a person? It's like, you are literally killing a person with your words. And a manipulator does it very well. And why does the manipulator do this? Only so that you become submissive and they can reestablish their power all the time in the equation, in the friendship, in that relationship. So you're constantly criticized. So please be careful about this particular red flag. That is, if you feel that somebody is constantly trying to pull you down, like even if you want to do something good for yourself, this person is constantly telling you, hey, you're no good. It's okay, leave it, it's not for you. Please be careful. Please be very careful. This is the trait of a manipulator, and be aware and do not decrease your own self-esteem or you know sacrifice your self-respect for the opinion of such a manipulator. You need to be emotionally intelligent to first of all recognize these red flags and not remain naive and get you shouldn't allow these people to use you and then later on throw you. So be careful of such manipulators. Be aware of such red flags. If they're constantly criticizing you and that too baselessly criticizing you, their only intention is that you should not have self respect, you should not have self esteem, and you should always be in a begging position and just go to them and ask for their opinion. What do you think I should do? What do you think I'm worth? Now they are going to dictate your worth. They are going to tell whether you have respect, you have self respect and self esteem or not. This is the kind and this is the extent to which a manipulator wants to establish the power. So please do not sacrifice your individuality or do not sacrifice your authenticity just so that you can save a particular friendship or an equation with a person. Always stand up for yourself and look out for such red flags. Finally, I want to emphasize on this particular point again, and that is this content was not at all for trying to, tell that all people are very bad. Everyone you meet are manipulators. No. Thankfully, the Creator has created a beautiful world wherein there are good people. There are very, good hearted people with pure intentions, pure souls. So it's not like everyone is bad, but the intention of creating this content was to make you aware that it's not good to be naive always, it's not good to be innocent always. It's always good that you are informed and you are understanding what kind of people you're dealing with day in and day out, and how best you can protect yourself. So in today's content I have just talked about the signs of a manipulator. In the next content I will come up with the solutions or the ways in which we can protect ourselves from such manipulators. So if you are interested in such kind of contents, then please make sure that you also share your feedback in the comments below. I would be more than happy to read your comments. And it is only through interaction in the comment box that we can enrich our knowledge. The things that I will get to know, and that's how we can accumulate good knowledge and be aware and just protect our emotional health and mental health at every phase of our lives. That's all about it. So until next time, happy homemaking and always take care of your emotional and mental health. That's very important. Thanks a lot for watching today's video.